time. Funky Friday, baby. Ow! Come on, y'all. It's Funky Friday, baby. With DJ 5 Star. Yo, that's what it's like on the LIV. Yeah, that's Alexander. Yeah, he in the mix. Engineer, producer. In the studio right now, it's me and DJ 5 Star. And we cranking it up because it's Funky Friday, baby. Yeah, come on. What's up, A-High? Hey. Hey, let me hear it. Let me see them A-Highs. Give them hearts. I got the top Panthers in the house. They want another Panther. Queen Eye and Studeback. Come on, Queen.
Africa, man up. Africa, stand up. Africa, wise up. Africa, rise up. Africa, light of the world. Every man, woman, boy, and girl. Your paradise. Your paradise. Your paradise. Your paradise.
Come on. That's right, baby. It's Funky Friday.
Your paradise. Your
Y'all know what time it is. East in the morning, baby. Funky Friday. Darius A. Stanton and DJ 5 Star.
Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up.
Yeah.
Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up. Africa, wake up, wake up.
Yo, we cranking, baby. It's Funky Friday. DJ 5 Star. And he is lighting that joint up. What? Y'all better get with it. Y'all almighty. Hey. You can bring somebody on the screen. You might jam this morning. Eartha Hurst, you ready, groove? Yeah, this system put together the Million Man March organizing committee in Baltimore 26 years ago. Tight-knit radio, tight-knit group. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, along with DJ Five Star and I, none other than Queen Eartha Harris. Come on now.
Hey, hey, peace in the morning. Peace in the morning. Yeah, that's what we need. Ain't nothing like some good music to wake you up. To wake up.
Hey,
Peace
look.
in the morning. 26 years later, and we're still hyped and excited about the spirit of the Million Man March. Man.
Hey.
So many stories, so many opportunities for us to pick this a piece. But here in the Baltimore Local Organizing Committee, along with my newly built Stern Committee, we want to make sure that we not only inform you guys how important the Million Man March was, we want you to come meet and greet a lot of the men and women who were around, who were a part of it before 1995, went to the march in 1995, and still doing it now. It was surprising that a couple of people on the call last night, Darius, reminded me that anybody that's basically doing anything that's really passionate and spiritually carried that passion from the 1995 march. So a lot of us here in Baltimore that's doing a lot of things came out of that. So the Million Man March commemoration is a great opportunity for us, here I said us, to determine what do we want that legacy to be for us as an individual, and as we determine that individual legacy, to team up with each other so we can combine our visions and our resources and all of the experience that all of us have to manifest something for those who come after us. So I'm excited about seeing what Saturday will bring 26 years later.
We're speaking about what we're going to bring. We're about to bring our brother Cartese Ransom. Yeah.
Hey,
what's up, King?
up?
Peace and love.
What up?
Yeah,
you up?
So let me
That's
give it
what's
to y'all.
up.
This brother is a writer, singer, producer, director, actor. Yeah, and guess what? All things positive black media. Let's give it up for Cartese Ransom.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. This event tomorrow is very important because it's all about us coming together as a people and talking about, different issues that we have, working on fixing things amongst our own people, because that's where our power lies, within us, not in people outside of us. That's what we definitely need to learn that and get that together so that we can move forward finally, because I've talked about that before. We're still still fighting civil rights, still fighting for civil rights, so-called civil rights. How many years has it been since the original?
About 50.
Okay.
At least 50 years.
And we're still fighting for our born rights. We need to stop that fight and just focus on coming together as a people and declaring sovereignty and building our own government and so forth. I'm very much about that. A lot of people see that as being a hateful thing, but I'm not a hateful person at all. I'm just about the survival of our people and preservation of our people, making sure that we have our own. Every other community has their own. Oriental Asian people with Chinatown and little Mexico's popping up for Mexicans and so forth. We need to have our own communities. We need to have our own government where we're in control of everything. So this weekend, tomorrow is very important because that's a part of bringing that together, bridging everybody together in the Black community and the African diaspora community.
Hey, so let me just say this, man. I'm so grateful for you being here because I want the world that does not already know you to know who you are. King, you are a star. And the reason why I say that is because, first of all, our good brother Tony Browder, who is working right now in Egypt doing excavation and studying the tombs of ancient African history. And one of the things that has been discovered is that the very makeup of the original man on the planet Earth is the very same thing made up of stardust. So we are cosmic people. So you're already a star. And we got 5 stars. Okay.
Yeah.
And if anybody know the queen, we already know her. But the work that you're doing in terms of creating positive images of us for people to see, for people to be, is so important. So we're going to go to a commercial, but when we come back from this commercial, I want you to share with us what it is you're doing. Then we're going to get into the details of the Million Man March.
Okay.
And I got to celebrate A-High, Annapolis High School running Panthers. Tonight is our homecoming. So a lot of greats came out of that. I'm part of the class of 88. And we're going to talk about the Tillman family. Mr. Tillman, who's being honored tomorrow by Baltimore City, the Sphinx Club, the Million Man March, a whole lot of people coming out to honor a great man. And you can see his grandson doing the work right now in DJ 5 Star. That's right. All when we come right back on the Peace in the Morning Show.
All right.
Funky Friday, baby.
You know it.
Peace in the morning.
Welcome to the Life's Magazine Positive Media Moment with me, Buff Patterson. Make It Black is a director created for Pull Up for Change. It was created by Sharon Tudor, an activist. Now, she's had 9 companies partner with her to say, what is the meaning of being black and beautiful? These 9 companies include Target, Brigio, ColourPop, and Ulta. They have designers and artists that create products for black beauty. Gotta check them out. I love when these large companies step up for change.
Yeah, that's right. We back live with the Peace in the Morning Show. It's Funky Friday, baby. Yeah. So before we dropped off, we were talking to our good brother, the actor, singer, writer. What else? What else you got? Director. Producer.
Yes.
So I asked the question before the break. Why is it so important that we produce positive media versus the negative, just cuss you out, beat you up, rob you, turn on your family, and all that other whack A stuff that's on television being promoted in reality shows, in music videos. And that's right, I said whack. And right now we got people dying in our streets, but we still talk about shooting each other, getting paid off of it. Right now we got young people ODing, old people ODing, and we still talk about popping pills. we got children, young girls being raped and molested. And
Yes.
it's okay to promote a whole bunch of stuff that's promiscuous and show our young people not to just secure yourself first, secure your family, and then get involved with a sexual relationship. That ain't cool.
Right.
So why is it important for us to show images and do the work that you're doing?
It's very important because the arts, those type of mediums, television and film, radio, music, they're all very powerful tools in influencing people. We complain about in the Black community about so-called what they call Black on Black crime and stuff like that. But then we continue to glamorize certain images showing us killing each other, like shows like the show Power that glamorizes the whole drug life, dealing drugs and selling drugs and showing Black people killing each other over drugs and fighting over drugs. But to me, it's crazy to complain about how we mistreat our own people and kill each other, but then we're going to turn around and glamorize shows like that and make stuff like that seem popular in the eyes of our people, in the eyes of our children. Our children are growing up watching this stuff. That's why it's very important to put out positive images of showing us getting along, showing us loving each other and dealing with different, I mean, everything doesn't have to be perfect because life isn't perfect, but at least showing us dealing with certain issues and coming together and working on the issues together, not just tearing each other down when we disagree about something. Like with this whole cancel culture thing nowadays, which I do not agree with, because a lot of our people got this notion, I don't know where it came from, and because it wasn't around like in the early 2000s, it came about like around 2012 or so, 2013, this whole cancel culture thing where if you dare to have your own mind about something or your own opinion about something, people want to throw you away. People will throw, well, we only do that to other Black people. We'll throw another Black person away if they have their own opinion on something instead of being able to sit down and talk about it. Whereas with other people outside of us, Caucasians or whatever, can do whatever they want to our people, and we forgive them automatically. So how we are portrayed in television, how we show us interacting in films and TV shows is a big influence on how we treat each other. That's why it's so important. And our children are growing up watching that. That's also why that's so important to have those positive images out there showing strong Black family and strong Black friendships and strong Black on Black love. It's important to show strong Black on Black love because this whole thing with this whole interracial thing is being pushed nowadays. With the whole interracial thing, every time you turn around, they rarely show two Black people in a relationship anymore. It's always a lot of Black women with white men now, or Black men with white women, and even in other communities within the Black community and the homosexual lesbian community, they do the same thing with Black people in that community as well. They're always putting them with white people also. But as far as with the whole interracial thing, you know, it's very important to promote Black on Black love because a lot of our people are basically whiting out their bloodline. You see a lot of Black celebrities today who may marry somebody who's Caucasian, and then their biracial child grows up and marries a Caucasian and makes a child. And then just like that, in a lot of these cases, their grandchildren of these Black celebrities are just looking totally white. Like they just erased their DNA away. You know, so it's stuff like that why it's very important for us to control our narrative and putting out these positive images of showing Black people together, loving together, working together, building together, working on different issues together in a respectful way amongst our own people. So that's why it's very important.
The mere fact that you acknowledge the importance of us, one, loving and supporting each other. Two, we're going to have you back to have that conversation around Dave Chappelle and the cancel culture, because it's so important that people, as he said, as a matter of fact, if I get a chance, I'm going to pull his quote up so I can read it. But in the short, the brother just laid out that we have to take people's opinions and not take it as something that is disrespectful. As long as they're respectful to you, they may not agree with you, but that don't mean that they still can't care about you. Or just because you love somebody doesn't mean that you're going to be in love with everything that they do or believe in.
Right.
And so the minute that is contrary to a particular agenda, you get ostracized or removed. But today,
yeah. What you get ostracized, you get thrown away. You get ostracized, you get thrown away, and stuff like that. People want to call you crazy if you have a different opinion, which sometimes is influenced by the things that you've experienced in your own personal life. That's how people perceive things by things that they've seen and grown up seeing, or things that's happened to them in their adulthood as well. There was something that I wanted to say that kind of slipped my mind, but that's what I wanted to say.
What?
Black people, we have enough against us. We have a lot of other things and entities against us. We can't afford to be throwing our own people away just because of a difference of opinion. Malcolm X is somebody that I call Malcolm X my honorary grandfather, because I look up to Malcolm X a lot, and as an actor, I've had the honor of portraying Malcolm X on several occasions, which I hope to do again in a play called The Meeting. And Malcolm X in his ballot or the bullet speech, he talked about the fact that, he's a Muslim, but, he is also Black first. He's a Black nationalist. And he was saying, when we come together as a people, there's certain things that we shouldn't even bring in the room when we're talking about trying to bring our people together. Like talking about different religious beliefs and so forth. We all need to be respectful of everybody's religious beliefs, of our own people's different religious beliefs and so forth. Because once we bring that into the conversation, we start arguing about that. We start arguing about different religious beliefs and so forth. We get caught up on the disagreements and the arguments, and we don't get anything accomplished. So certain things need to be left out of the room when we start talking about building for our people. We don't need to get caught up on arguing about, are you this religion, are you that religion, and how you feel about other things. We need to just focus on building us up as a people first, and we
need
can
to focus on unity
all day, every
and
day.
that's why we can break.
All
And
day,
look,
every day.
speaking of that, let me just say first, brother, thank you. I also, when we bring you back on the show, I want you to talk about the awards you won, the documentaries and the movies, and all the work that you've actually produced. But Sister Eartha, Brother Ransom brought up a very good point about how we allow religion, sex, all kinds of things divide us.
I don't know why my
But
audio. I can't hear.
when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan put out the call from people from religions, different orientations, everything came to the table. And on that day, you had 1 million plus men that were out there, focused, loving. And you had Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, you name it, Hebrew Israelites, 5%, you name it, Deltas, Omegas, Alphas, everybody was out there. And we did not allow anything to divide us on that day. Picture if we do that every single day. And that's why tomorrow we are pushing the 26th anniversary of the Million Man March. And when I look at the people that are coming together right now, see, that's why positive media is so important. So if you're supporting the work that we're doing, you know, send out the resources. And the first resource is with your eyes, your heart, your prayers, your dollars. We vote with our feet and with our eyes and our mouth, because if you're watching television, like Brother Ransom said, and you know the television is not positive and not good for our community, don't keep watching it.
Right.
You can't keep putting that out there. So I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm excited about the fact that we're going to bring all these brothers together in Baltimore City, 6 a.m. for sunrise prayer. After that, we're going to a breakfast, 8 o'clock. That's going to be at the Garage, 6 East Lafayette in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Garage, which is owned by our good brother, D. Chase. That's right. And following that, as a matter of fact, before that, as a matter of fact, I got something special for y'all. We got a group that's going to perform tomorrow that's going to be on fire. Team Maranatha.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to be on the one, because I know you know how important music is.
Oh, yeah.
And why we got to get that music out there that's positive. So I want y'all to check them out, because they're about to crank it up. This is the new normal. Performing tomorrow at the Million Man March.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Team Maranatha.
Not normal. Media create a constant state of paranoia. Got the world locked down, now we acting like it's normal. Welcome to the new world order. Agenda 2030 got them locking down the border. Mass insurrection, DNA collection. Big tech companies bringing chaos out of order. Bill Gates, vaccinate the black race. SMA snatching your freedoms right in your face. Illegal immigration, N-words getting replaced. New iPhones got you contact trace with GPS tracking. We all from Chicago, just got caught lacking. Supreme Court uses cause they about to stop hacking. And Dominion vote machines got Hugo Chavez backing. Make the rules different for them, different for you. Like Debo say, do what I say, not what I do. Blocking out the sun and buying all the food. False flags and pandemics cause they about to starve you. CNN is fake news. ABC, CBS, NBC2, mainstream media, Mockingbird 2s. Guess who the joke's on? You. Welcome to the new normal. It's not normal. These days, thinking for yourself, not normal. Media create a constant state of paranoia. Got the world locked down, now we acting like it's normal. Welcome to the new world order. Agenda 2030 got them locking down the border. Mass insurrection, DNA collection. Big tech companies bringing chaos out of order. Call slide, gave us group to stay set. COVID-19, the great reset. When it rains and pours, you get wet. Tuskegee was real, then we forget. Mass vaccinate, and people can't wait. Take a shot, freeze half of your face. Think for myself, decide my own fate. Place my faith on the bloody throne of grace. Dr. Evil, many me's supervillains. Destroying small business while they steady making trillions. Attack the church, promote one world religion. It's only two genders, don't care about your feelings. Land of the free, now Supermax prison. Speak the truth, get treated like a villain. Mainstream media, Mockingbird 2s. Guess who the joke's on? You. Welcome to the new normal. It's not normal. These days, thinking for yourself, not normal. Media create a constant state of paranoia. Got the world locked down, now we acting like it's normal. Welcome to the new world order. Agenda 2030 got them locking down the border. Mass insurrection, DNA collection. Big tech companies bringing chaos out of order. Welcome to the new normal. It's not normal. These days, thinking for yourself, not normal. Media create a constant state of paranoia. Got the world locked down, now we acting like it's normal. Welcome to the new world order. Agenda 2030 got them locking down the border. Mass insurrection, DNA collection. Big tech companies bringing chaos out of order.
All right.
Yo. That was tight, right?
Yeah. Like that.
No doubt about it. That's Team Maranatha. They're going to be at the Million Man March tomorrow.
Okay.
So, hey, listen. In addition to that, we also have a queen that's going to breast the mic. As a matter of fact, when you see this talent right here, brother, you might want to put it in your next movie. You might want to make a feature show, a story about it. As a matter of fact, let me just bring her on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Peace of the Morning Show, Funky Friday, Queen Priscilla Liscombe.
Ah, you caught me there. We're supposed to always be ready as I'm out running errands. But you know what? I'm always available for a good cause. So good morning to you, sir. Nice to meet you. I didn't
Good
get
morning.
to hear your bio, but I know if you're tag teaming with the King Darius, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So
Nice to meet you.
No doubt. He's a writer, a producer, a singer, an actor, movie playwright. I mean, the brother is just a multi-talented force that promotes
Right.
positive Black media.
and I love all of that.
Thank
all
you.
And speaking of which,
Yeah, I get a hard time sometimes from other Black folks because I'm so about being Black first, and a lot of my fellow artist friends are about trying to get a seat at the table, so to speak. So
ooh,
sometimes I get
nice.
shunned by them, but it's all good. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
That's right. You know what we say on the Peace in the Morning Show? Be bold. For what?
Bebo.
Be,
For good.
I don't know.
For good.
Don't get me right now. What is it?
That's
Be
all right.
bold.
The queen is be bold for good.
is be bold for
But
good.
listen,
Okay.
Queen Priscilla, before we jump on and let you do your piece
Good.
that you're going to share with us tomorrow at the Million Man March, let's briefly talk about a historic event that took place last night. And thank you so much for gracing us with your presence
Absolutely.
and all the hard work that you put in, along with the Kingdom Family Center, the Palmer family, and all those folks who are working to make sure that our children and our families are growing, thriving, striving, and being the best that they can be.
Exactly.
But last night, you came out to the Maryland Black Caucus Foundation gubernatorial reception, where we had all but one gubernatorial candidates talk about the Million Man March. No, they didn't. I'm just joking. They had to present their Black agenda to over 300 people. And I got to credit Delegate Barnes, chairman of the Black Caucus, Dr. Zena Pierre, from our board who led the charge, but also the fact that we had all of those candidates come present their agenda and what they plan to do for Black people if in fact they become governor of the state of Maryland. What was your impression of just being in that room and seeing those candidates have to come address that question?
First of all, thank you for the question. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm going to go ahead and be very candid with you all. I woke up early this morning in my sleep thinking about last night, thinking about what was supposed to happen, but what I didn't see happen. So I always position myself in a position that I may not be in. So if someone was to say, Priscilla, present your Black agenda. My Black agenda would start with the oldest person that was in the room last night. What are we going to do for senior citizens? Do we know how they are getting to the grocery store? Do we know if they have enough money to even buy the things that they need, such as the medicine? Then I'll start with the youngest person because we're going to touch education. Do you have all the tools that you need to even be successful in school, let alone get to school? And then once you get to school, are you safe? And are we going to push the agenda of we must implement prison pipeline? Then I would go ahead and say, you know what? Let's go ahead and touch law enforcement. What training is needed? Do we need to go back and have a mentor for the people that are already been employed under whatever agency that is? Then I would go back and say, you know what? We have a lot of entrepreneurs. Are they pouring in or taking from? Because my Black agenda would be, we're going to pour in. We're not going to take from. And it's not going to be a I Black agenda. It's a we Black agenda. So I'm going to leave it right there because I don't think they nailed it. I don't think.
Well, I'm going to bring the queen. I'm gonna bring the queen on so she could welcome you. And she already gave you the green light to be there tomorrow.
Thank
Queen
Hey,
Earth.
hey, hey, green light, green light, green light. He said, I gave you the green light. They know we run the world. Who run the world? Queen. Who run the world?
Virgo.
Virgo, that's another one who run the world. But one of the things that I want to mention, like you said, with us four on the line, this is what I really think that's so important, is that we understand that even as an individual person, if you really work on yourself, when you get together with other people, you can empower yourself. Because I think a lot of times we want to feel like we whole, we want to feel like we're mentally sound. So when we're giving our opinions and when we're giving our thoughts, we're still giving it from a point of being damaged ourselves. Because why we should talk about history is because we want to know the reason why we're functioning like we're functioning, like Ramsey said. Why can't we come together? We already know why we can't come together. I seen this video, and this video was talking about, if you look at history and you see all of the colonies that people conquered, when they came, it was easy to conquer them because they was already in disarray. Either they was fussing and fighting against each other, or they can get people in their own village to turn on each other. So it's easy to come in. So Darius mentioned this before. One of the main things, not just the physical health, we have to start talking about our mental health issues. And we sometimes don't focus on that because it's almost like the blind leading the blind. If you're unhealthy mentally because you got a lot of things going on with yourself, because a lot of us also was educated by this institution that we're fighting against, because we didn't really go a lot of times, even homeschool people, they still got material and information that they were homeschooling their child that was European sort of structured. So when we look at how do we take our minds and re-examine.
Whoa. Now, that's true with some people homeschool. Not a lot.
But that's what we said. If
that-
we could do individual stuff, I'm just talking about in general, and I know where you're going. And that's what happens is that while we're doing the Million Man March is because we're trying to create a movement, because individually men have things that they can say that they've done positive. But when we're looking at the bigger picture, we have to look at the percentage. So the percentage of educated Black people in this country has not been educated from indigenous concept of its own people trying to pull back what we naturally knew that we didn't even have to go to school for. Because see, really, when you go to
Absolutely right.
school, you're indoctrinating yourself away from nature, and you're trying to say, I don't want to function and do something normally. I want to function to do something that somebody trained me to do, or somebody has to
Mm,
give me that information. Because if you look at
mhm.
slavery, right? If those people weren't changed down, you think they would naturally be going out there picking cotton or naturally be doing any of these things? They literally had to chain these people because they knew if you was in your right state of mind, it was no way that you would not retaliate against some people that was forcing you to do something. So now when we took the chains off of ourselves, they said, okay, we still have to create a system in which people function like if they were in change, like if said we're not functioning naturally. The Million Man
I
March
got one
again.
for that. I got. Let me
Yeah,
throw on that.
go ahead, Darius.
The shackles on your mind. Shackles on your mind.
Shackles
Shack,
on
shack, shackles on your mind. Your hands and feet.
Yeah.
Shackles on your mind. Shackles on your mind. Shack, shack, shackles on your mind.
And
You must release me. Them shackles just in the air. Shackles look at them, older everywhere. Oh, shackles, but you can't hold me because guess what? I'm going to the Million Man March. You see?
See?
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah,
another
I
thing she
probably,
mentioned,
but
another thing
I
she
had to jump
mentioned
at
is
it.
why we're not in our right minds. Like you asked her the question, and I'm glad you brought it up. She said the first thing that would be my thinking is my elders. Because if the first thing is, you know, that when you look at an older person, you're looking at history, you're looking at all of the things that made you, especially if you was around that person, because that's where the big mamas and the granddads came in. We don't even have respect for people that in front of our faces that can show us that they have history. They've been here like 60, 70, 80 years. And yet the society that we live in, we discard that because we're saying if that person was your grandma and she didn't have a master degree or a doctor degree or whatever, then you might just look at her, oh, sweet old grandma. But grandma is saying it is no way that person who went to school 4 or 5 years is more educated than me because I've been here for 90 years. So I like the fact that you said we need to pay more attention to our seniors. We need to get their stories. And that's one of the things that we're doing at the Million Man March. We created a documentary called Men of the March, because when you think about history, you should think about learning that there was more than one Malcolm X. There was more than one Martin Luther King. There was more than one Harriet Tubman. There was more than, even in our lifetime, more than one Barack Obama. Because like I said, we're not in our natural state of mind. We let people feed us heroes and sheroes because that way we can compare ourselves to these heroes and sheroes, and we fight to be those people or live up to whatever that status is. When we had the heroes and sheroes right in front of us, starting with our moms and people in our family and the friends that we're meeting along our journey, these are the same people as the people they try to give us. So when we come out to the Million Man March and we stand in the dark, that's one reason why I love the sunrise prayer, because the sunrise prayer makes us discipline ourselves to what if we did something that we wouldn't normally do, and that's the sacrifice, whether it's getting up early in the morning, whether it's coming out somewhere, rain, hail, or shine, whether it's something that you literally said to yourself. Because remember, I told you, if you're in the right state of mind, you come up with your own traditions. You wouldn't have to keep doing Halloween and Christmas and all of these things they give you. You can say to yourself any day, any time, you know what? Let's meet every year at this particular spot. You know why? Because the internet may go down. I may not hear from you because I'm busy. I may leave out of the state of Maryland. But if I know that traditionally you say, hey guys, every year we're going to meet at this location, not only just because of the spirit of the Million Man March, is because out of the birth of that spirit, we created a tradition that we need to meet up and find out what's going on, who's doing what, who had passed. You know, like you said, the sounding of the drums. So that's one of the traditions that we're creating. And then because we need to sit down, in front of especially some elders and some other people. We need to start reflecting. So we go and we're going to this year be down at the garage at 6 East Lafayette. We're going to sit down and hear some great stories and reflect on the last 26 years. And some of us going to go back further than 26 years. But it's a good opportunity that when we were in our natural state, people used to sit around and tell folks stories and tell stories about things of ancestors and things that happened in their life so we can reflect and get a better understanding of what we're doing. Then after that reflection piece, where's the solution? The solution is going to be presented right in front of us because we're going to have actually living live people like Darius, like 5 Star, like Derek, standing in front of us in our faces and saying, guess what? I came up with this solution. I came up with that solution. I came up with that cure. And then when we're talking to each other like we're supposed to be in our natural state, because remember back in the day, people were calling people on the phone and coming up with remedies to cure each other. But if we're not talking to each other and we're not coming up and standing in front of each other and saying this is how we're going to communicate, then we go home and we get afraid and we stay in front of these TVs and stuff like that because we didn't have a center where we bring people that we can qualify. Because see, these guys you're gonna see tomorrow, they didn't just pop up. These are people that we're qualifying in our circle and we're holding accountable in our circle. So when they come out and they talk about health and they talk about economics and they talk about being wise, like you said, what books we're gonna read, which movies we're gonna make, we're holding these people accountable. So that way, when we get angry, we don't always have to point our finger because they're not in our circle. Why are you talking about the president and the governor and the city council? Is they in this room today? Because if they ain't in this room today, then when we leave October the 16th, we ain't holding none of those people accountable. We're going to hold the people in that room tomorrow on Saturday who's going to be standing in front of us saying, this is who I am. This is what I want to contribute to my people. This is where I need help. Because another thing Ramsey is talking about, how do we make movies if we don't redirect our money into people who want to make movies? So when we're talking, sometimes I think we leave out of here with conversation because we know what it really takes to make something happen, especially in America. If it's not even what you want to consider money, it is resources. If we do not have the resource to put into whatever we're trying to come up with, then stop talking about it. You're not going to stop the crime. You're not going to stop the poverty. You're not going to stop anything if you don't know the resources of what's needed to stop that, right? So we should talk tomorrow, Saturday, about really being able to provide the resources. Darius did a wonderful thing with the men months ago. We did a strategic planning session because being ill like we are, he was like, we all over the place. We doing too much, Eartha. We all over the place. So he said, I got to sit down and I got to get people focused.
Right.
And like I said, we have all the skills we need. So his skill of saying, I'm going to create a strategic planning session. So because like you said, we got to be accountable, come up with what's manageable for us. Not saving the whole world, because that way we ain't going to accomplish nothing. But the guys actually sat down, pinpoint 4 things that they thought that they could really focus and manage on. And Darius will present those tomorrow because a lot of guys didn't understand that out of the Million Man March, you were supposed to come back and join something, be a part of something, because they're moving entities that we don't have to redevelop. If we're talking about health, we need to get all of those folks. In DC, they got mental health institution they're getting ready to build. We got people here that's giving people information about how to build up their immune system, how to deal with mental health, how to help some already existing conditions. Because before COVID, we still was dying from a lot of other diseases that had nothing to do with COVID. We're trying to get some markets in our well, not even markets, because sometimes those markets can be killers, but we're trying to resolve the issue of food deserts in the city because you have nowhere to go.
Check it out.
Go ahead.
Market Fresh Gourmet. Somebody type that in the chat for me. Got my engineer put that in there. Market Fresh Gourmet. It's coming to Baltimore. I believe they're opening next month. And they're going to be hiring between 45 and 70 employees. Organic foods. So we definitely want to be able to support it. That's a wonderful thing.
Right. Because let
To
me
your
tell you
point.
some history. We had March Funeral Home actually built a market, a fresh produce market on North Avenue. Guess what? The community didn't even go up and buy anything out of that. Because, like I said, we got to raise our level of consciousness too. You have people that's in your community that doesn't want to spend their money. I don't know what the prices are, but say like we in the mindset we don't want to spend our money on foods that's good for us. Or some people don't even know how to cook fruits and vegetables, don't even know how to utilize them. The city of Baltimore, when the pandemic hit, they give out boxes of vegetables every week. And then, people be standing there and just going past, I don't want that, I don't want that. Because our community, too, is not educated on eating healthy. So when you give them a whole box of fresh fruits and vegetables, they're going to be like, what is this for?
They're going to be like, what is that for?
What is that for?
And because they're not knowledgeable about the understanding of even grocery shopping. You grocery shop first with the outskirts of the grocery.
Correct.
store. Because in the produce aisle, we're not going to get in this bandwagon because I can go a long way with this. There's a reason there's no expiration dates on your fruits and vegetables. They're supposed to be cooked first.
Correct. But we have the answer. We have the answer tomorrow, Saturday, because we have people that saying, because we use technology like Darius Peace in the Morning Show, that we're going to come on and use our ways of teaching people how to do healthy eating, because we got to make sure that we hold ourselves accountable and say, like you said, if everybody's saying, don't force me to do nothing, then step up and be self-determined also. So when we show you how to eat better, we show you how to become healthier, we're going to make sure that we hold you accountable for that, because Darius have a show, I have a show, we can make movies about it, videos.
That's right. Brother Ransom ready to get his sister Priscilla show.
So I'm saying, Priscilla, you be in the market shopping and showing them what to pick out.
I'm going to show them what to pick out.
There you go.
Tell them about the good news, because November 1st is the opening date for they can go in and sign on for affordable health care. So we're going to talk about that
affordable health care. And Priscilla, this is what I'm saying. We really have everything we need, and what we have to do is we have to go back to hold ourselves accountable, because when we're doing these type of conversations and our people are not holding themselves accountable. One of the things 26 years later, and thank goodness, like you said, for the Stern Committee and Darius and all of the brothers that's coming aboard, everything is a process though too. So I'm saying 26 later, this is where we're at. But at least we are here at this point, 26 years later, where we can literally say we have all of the solutions and opportunities for people. And now we're identifying those people, and we created a system. And that's why I love things like the Peace of the Morning Show, that we hold ourselves accountable. This is why I'm on the show. I'm tired, but I'm on the show because I want to start.
That's right. Because she a late night rocker. She's not an early morning starter. She a late night, but she could be up here tomorrow morning 6 a.m.
But I'll be up in the morning because one of the things that I know that we can be able to do, because this is the words that we teach in ourselves. Remember how we say to ourselves, you can do whatever you want to do. So when you say that, make sure you're looking in the mirror. So if I can go to work in the morning, if I can do all of this stuff, believe me, I can wake up for my own stuff.
For my own stuff.
For your own stuff.
Wake up. Stuff. We got a commercial we got to run real quick.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to let our brother DJ 5-Star crank it out. We got Queen Priscilla, who's going to be performing tomorrow at the Million Man March anniversary. And we're going to hear a piece of what she's going to share. When we come right back with Funky Friday with DJ Darius. Oh, they call myself DJ now. I'm excited. DJ 5-Star.
5-Star.
And the Peace in the Morning Show.
Peace in the Morning.
Power Generation Network is a catalyst to promote Black businesses, providing sustainable solutions that impact our local businesses, our communities, and our families. Washington, D.C., Prince George's County, Maryland, and Atlanta, Georgia are all thriving metropolises. How did it get that way? Leaders came together and took a stand. They put policies in place that made sure Black businesses and Black people benefited from the contracts and the industries that were being developed. That set the stage for an environment where Black people opened doors for others in their community. They were Power Generation Network is a catalyst to promote Black businesses, providing sustainable solutions that impact our local businesses, our communities, and our families. Washington, D.C., Prince George's County, Maryland, and Atlanta, Georgia are all thriving metropolises. How did it get that way? Leaders came together and took a stand. They put policies in place that made sure Black businesses and Black people benefited from the contracts and the industries that were being developed. That set the stage for an environment where Black people opened doors for others in their community. They were connected and shared their resources. Power Generation Network is fostering that culture all over the country. People of color will create opportunities for each other. Businesses that are committed to excellence will work together, employing the local community, lending capital, and so much more. We use state-of-the-art technology and innovative networking platforms that connect your business with the right people and resources to better manage your businesses and increase your bottom line. Power Generation Network, join our team. We're already on yours.
All right, that's what we're talking about. Business, tomorrow, health, our spiritual health, our mental health, our physical health, and we cannot leave out our financial health.
I want to say one thing. This morning, like you said, I'm looking.
Say it so we can get our queen on. Then we bring it right back.
Just real quick, and this relates to what you're doing. I just looked at my text. I'm getting all these texts. Do you know somebody to do this? Do you know somebody to do that? Do you know? This is why it's so important for us to get up and get out and meet each other. Yes, we got somebody that's in every category. So I want people to encourage themselves to get up and get out the door. I can't resolve everybody's problem, but if you meet people, if you come out tomorrow and meet some of these wonderful people, because like you said, even though you're doing poetry, Priscilla, that's not just all you do. We all lie within ourselves solutions and opportunities, but people have to start coming out and connecting. So come out. Go ahead, Priscilla.
Thank you, man.
Hey, no doubt about it. So Queen Priscilla Lipscomb Monroe, the floor is yours. Ladies and gentlemen, for not the first, but the second time. And if you want to see her live, please grace us with your presence tomorrow at the 26th anniversary Million Man March breakfast program, 8 a.m. at 6 East Lafayette Street, Baltimore, Maryland, at the garage. Queen, it's all yours.
I'm going to give you a snippet. Phenomenal man. Today is the day we say, thank you, man. You are to be honored and saluted. Your skin tone is enough to make the wind shift. The strength in your voice is a mighty force not to be dismissed. If you want to hear more, come out and see us tomorrow.
Yes. And that's by a queen. See, that's what I'm talking about. One of the things that I also tell people, people give me accolades all the time, right? And I don't care, because it's going to be called a Million Man March. You know why? No man tell a story without us in it. So that's why we women, we don't have to always keep wondering about the Million Man March. I know, because I was part of things that happened, the Million Women's March, the Million Family March, the Million Youth March, Million for Reparation. All of those marches came after the Million Man March. But we do not have to think that the Million Man March is not a unity of family. And that's why we use the term man, because we know if we set that pace right, ain't no God that I know can tell a story without us in it. So I thank you for that. And like you said, let's queens keep doing what we do.
Keep doing what we do.
No doubt.
Great.
So let's give it up to click.
Thank you.
Hey, Brother Ransom, you see how she dropped that on there like that?
Yeah, she just gave her a little taste and then snatched it back. See?
Right.
That
Exactly.
was great. It was great.
That's all right.
Hey,
When
look,
we're
so
gonna be
also-
in the movie. You're gonna be writing. I want to be in it too.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of
Hey,
fact,
look.
wait a minute. Let me give some plugs. I've already been in 2 movies. I've been in a movie called The Torment, written by Miss Harris. I was in I would play the mother to the gentleman who left his son, and his son became a bully. It was about why people become bullies, and they had different scenarios why people turn into bullies. So I was in that movie, and then I went to visit my nephew who was in a movie. He was the star of the movie, and I was just on stage watching him. And they said, "Wait a minute, the teacher, she looks too young. We need a person to look a little older." And they asked me to play the teacher. And that movie is called Lost and Found, and you can find it on one of them cable shows or whatever. Yes, so I do have some.
I know that's right. Let's
Well,
give
we
it up
can
for
find it. You can tell us exactly where we can find it at.
Yes, and I'm gonna find the clips because that's why I say history is so important. When I'm doing it, I really wasn't thinking about it, and then when I look back and I was like, "Dang, I was in 2 movies," just because of that type of the situation of the first movie. Was a friend of mine. She was doing a short film, and she asked me to come play, and I was like, "I don't really think I never acted before." And then remember I told you be in your natural state of mind. And guys, I never even been married before. And the guy said, "Dang, you played a good part." And I was supposed to be like really angry because he kept, promising me that he was going to stop doing what he's doing. So, the natural black woman came out and like, "I can do this shit without you. Get the hell out. I'll raise this boy and make him a man. You ain't shit." The guy was like,
Oh, Lord, you done
"That's a little too much."
She went right in the character, didn't she?
She did.
But it went something like that. The guy was like, I said, "Hey, I seen enough of black women to know that the first thing coming, I can do this shit without you."
But you know what? We're gonna change the narrative about. We're gonna change the narrative of that. No matter what the situation look like, because I went through a nasty divorce. You'll never hear me talk about my ex in a negative way.
But what the story was,
I didn't have my 2 queens.
Yes, but what the story was trying to make us understand is that the effect on people, especially people that grow up, like remember, Darius, you say it all the time, hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people hurt people.
So her whole tormented thing, she was showing you that these children, that the things that they was going through was they was hurt, and that's why they grew up to be bullies and shooting people and killing people, because they're hurt and they didn't have that type of. One of the kids was a kid that you picked on him a lot. So he turned out to be a bully because he was bullied. So it was really a great educational piece about hurt people hurting people.
Well, one of the things that we're going to focus on tomorrow is Men for Domestic Peace. And I want to just make this quick public service announcement. It is so important for mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, even grandparents to go and get some mental health support, because we're living with things that traumatized us and don't even realize that we're behaving the way we behave, that we're allowing someone to abuse us, that we're abusing someone else. Men are being abused emotionally, verbally. Women are being abused in the same manner, physically, sexually. And a lot of people don't even realize why it is they're behaving or allowing someone to treat them in a certain manner. But it's because it's part of their frame of reference. And so I want us to make sure that we push for men and women for domestic, which means in our homes, peace. Because when you have peace in the home, you have peace in the street. But you won't have peace in the street until you have peace at home.
And get involved in your home.
Get all ready
Get involved. Get involved.
Out of here.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Get
Go ahead.
involved in your home life because enough people are not being involved. I never got abused because my brothers would always threaten men around me, and I seen that women that I know that been abused, they don't have men in their lives that would make another man not treat you like that. So we guys, the special black men, be involved in your women's lives because another man will be afraid that another man will do something to them if they find that you abuse. So a lot of us, we isolating ourselves, and we got to stop doing that. And the same thing with women. Talk to other women so you won't be knocking somebody by the head and throwing things at the guy and then come back and telling us that he was the aggressive, like you said. We definitely need to start getting more involved in our family lives and talking to each other and making sure your presence is there to lean on each other. That's why we get a lot of abuse happening in the family because people disconnect themselves from their family.
Sure.
Okay. Well, we got all the answers tomorrow, October the 16th. Be there. It's so many resources that's going to be there for you guys to connect to that you're going to go back for a whole year fully ready to be able to do whatever you want to because there's going to be some phenomenal people at the Million Man March tomorrow that you're going to be able to connect with. So come out 6 a.m. if you can. Get up early, but if not, we'll be at the Garage, 6 East Lafayette Street, all day program from 8 a.m. in the morning, having breakfast to activities during the day. All men's meet up from 6 to 9, just the men. Women, y'all can peep around the corner, but the men need to sit down and talk among themselves from 6 to 9. And if you have just an inch of energy left, we will be doing a party afterward from 9 to 12. So we're going to be there all day.
Wow.
All right. We also have one piece that we're going to do. We talked about Brother Tillman.
Yes.
So I want to share this article with you so you can see, the Baltimore Times did a piece on celebrating the life and the legacy of Charles P. Tillman. This is the original DJ 5-star. That's his grandfather. As you see, Charles P. Tillman with his friends at the Sphinx Club on Pennsylvania Avenue. They shop, man. Look at it. He had the cardigan sweater. The lady with the fur joint.
We don't see him.
Looking like Eartha just finished talking about.
That's right. That's right. That's how I was back in the day. I was back there. I know what it looked like. But I don't see it on your screen.
We'll be celebrating his brother.
Okay. You ain't showing it yet. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to make sure you see it. Fat Al.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, we was looking like that. Yep, I remember them days.
Yeah. So that's what that's
Charles
what
P. Tillman with friends in the Sphinx Club.
Charles P. Tillman.
He the one with the sweater on. Is Tillman the one with the sweater on? Yep, he looked just like
with the sweater on. He created the Sphinx Club. And this club was a club sophisticated, that a buzz in and out system. They discussed business, community development, and we'll be honoring him tomorrow as part of the Million Man March celebration. We'll be out the city of Baltimore, Sphinx Club, and other organizations are going to be promoting and celebrating the life and legacy.
I know his son from Arena Players.
Charles P. Tillman.
Very true.
So we look forward to that, celebrating that. And that's the grandfather of DJ 5-star. Yeah. So look, we're going to get up out of here. Brother Ransom, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Have you come back on and talk about cancel culture.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to have a whole show on that. Queen Priscilla, thank you for gracing the MIC.
Always.
And make sure you all come see her tomorrow.
Yes.
I put my number
in. And Queen Eartha.
Yep, I got it. I got that number.
got it.
Let me put my number.
There we go.
3.
So look, y'all, we appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much. Shout out, acknowledgments to A-High, Annapolis High School. And I would be remiss if I didn't do this. But for the last 15 days, 1 p.m., every day except for 2, we have been meeting since 2 young people were stabbed at Annapolis High.
Mm-hmm.
And this is delegates, alderwomen, other legislators, community leaders, parents who have come together and met every single day except for 2 out of the last 15 days because we are focused on creating a family strengthening project in the city of Annapolis and Anne Arundel County to stop the beefs, to stop the killing, to stop the dysfunction in our homes, but to increase the peace, increase the love, because God sent all of us from above. All right, this is Darius A. Stanton with the Piece of the Morning Show, live right here from Streets Media with Priscilla Linscomb Monroe, Carl Taste Ransom, Eartha Harris, and DJ 5 Star.
5 Star.
Make sure y'all this tomorrow. Crank it up. That's right. Hey, 5, go ahead, crank it up, brother. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
Can y'all hear me?
Bum, bum, bum.
You gotta put me in.
Boom. Yeah, it's Funky Friday, baby. That's how we do on the Piece of the Morning Show. We're so excited to see you tomorrow. Sunrise prayer, breakfast, workshops. We're bringing young people from all over the state, emerging leaders that are going to be learning and growing a two-way street. Millennials learning from baby boomers learning from Generation X, and it goes on and on and on. We're creating a leadership bridge. We got people doing finance, doing business with the continent, people who are focused on, as Brother Ransom said, taking care of ourselves first. So we look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Druid Hill Park, 6 a.m. for the sunrise prayer. And then after that, 8 a.m. Throughout the rest of the day, be at 6 Lafayette Avenue at the garage. Thank you so much. Hey, look, to all the Stern Committee, the members of the Piece of the Morning Show, all the people that we love and care about, our families, our friends, and those Annapolis High School Panthers, that A-High Panther pride. That's right. Peace in the morning. And don't forget DJ 5 Star.
5 Star.
Yeah, we're going to be jamming all day long on the Peace in the Morning Show. Yeah.
See y'all tomorrow.
Good to see you, Keon. See you tomorrow. Dr. Holmes. Cat said he looked like Damon Wayans. I gotta tell Darius that.
until you learn that it's all blind. All like everything. I can give you all my gold, send the specs to feel again. My doctor, my dentist, my partner, my apprentice, designer, my farmer, my teacher, oh my lawyer, car dealer, mechanic, my shrink, in case I panic, my judge, my banker, my preacher, Lord, my savior. Automatic.
See y'all next week. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yo, Five. Yo, man, I wonder what happened with that joint, man.